Hi guys. So today I want to talk about the ideal athlete mindset. I think this is important to start with the end in mind. If you're going to be an athlete and if you're going to be competing and doing so on a higher basis than you've done before, you're going to want to have an ideal mindset that you can replicate over and over again when competing. Also, my new edition of Sports Psychology for Dummies, shameless plug, is now out on Amazon.com. You can get your copy today. It's hot off the press as I speak. And this is from Chapter 1. In Chapter 1, you learn how to go over and to establish your ideal athlete mindset. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to give you some hints about how to do that and how to do it more consistently. So when talking about the ideal athlete mindset, it might be a little bit different for everybody, but you want to establish it ahead of time so you know that you are starting with the end in mind. There is a certain mindset where you perform your best. I'm going to guess you were somewhere between relaxed and nervous. You had some nerves, but you didn't have too much, right? I'm going to guess that you had a little bit of muscle tension, but not too much. I'm going to guess during that performance, and I'm going to have you go back and think about this, during that performance, you probably weren't too tired. Why? You were in a flow state. And so that's how we start with the end in mind. We have to go back and start thinking about the best performances that we have had previously. I want you to go back and recall some of your best performances. For some of you, it might be helpful to do this on paper. Write down on this date, against this person, against this team, whatever it is, I played really well, and here's what was going on in my head, and here's what was going on in my life, and here is what I did and how I played. When you do that, you are going to start seeing patterns in terms of ideal mindset. You're going to notice that you were not thinking too much. When you are performing that well, that's exactly what you're doing. You're performing. You're in an automatic state of mind. You are flowing. We talk about flow a lot. We talk about the zone, and that'll be a whole nother video, how to get yourself into the zone, right? When you are in the zone, you aren't thinking, you're just playing. That is the ideal mindset. So the first thing I want you to do is go back and start charting. You can keep a performance journal. A lot of my top athletes do that. Or you can just do a one-time exercise where you write down your best performances and what they had in common. What were you doing? What were you feeling? What were you wearing? What were you eating? All of those details so that we can start to carve out what that's going to look like in the future when you're kicking some butt. Now, once you have that ideal mindset, what you're going to want to do is do it more consistently. You want to arrive there more consistently. You want to be in the zone on purpose. You want to be in the zone during the big competitions, right? The way you do that is you need to make it a habit. So you need to do things like routines. You need to do things like visualizing. And you need to practice getting into this mindset during practice. It's really hard to do at first, but once you start doing it, you can do it more often. It becomes more automated. Our behaviors take a lot of effort cognitively, mentally, in the beginning when we are trying to establish a new habit. As we establish that habit, it becomes a lot easier. It takes less mental energy, less firing in the neurons in our brain to achieve the same behavior because it becomes more automated. That's why we want to practice. That's why we want to visualize. We will do another video on visualizing. And that's why we're going to do another video on the importance of your routines. You need to get yourself into a routine of getting in to the ideal athlete mindset in practice. Why is this important? The ideal athlete mindset is important because it's going to be the underpinning for all of your psychological basis of competing. You want to be able to get yourself consistently into a mindset that maximizes your physical ability. That's what we're talking about today. So if you don't have it yet, go out and get your copy, Sports Psychology for Dummies, second edition. Okay, the second edition is out and it's like 40% new material, my estimation. Lots of stuff in there. So go get that, and I will see you in the next video, and thank you.